Yeah, I guess I do work pretty quickly. I think in my line of work, you have to iterate first because you're usually up against deadlines. But with this, which is a personal project, I found that I enjoyed it so much, and it was almost a release because of its simplicity from the kind of serious composing work that I've gotten used to making decisions quickly. I kind of know the sound that I want, and it's just a question of recording it and getting it out into the world. I didn't have a particular sound in mind, especially. I quite like, I knew I wanted to do something synth based, and I wanted to keep it very simple, very minimalist, kind of one or two synths. That's not to say that I haven't added in other elements which I felt that the music needed. If it needs claps, it needs claps. If it needs chords, it's going to have chords. But I wanted to keep it as simple as possible. No big production, just very minimalist, which I think lends itself to the kind of the thought and the emotions that I was trying to evoke. I think with the first EP, I was trying to target the sound of people who stay up working all night, who are coding, or perhaps engineers or musicians or artists who tend to work through the night and finish at around 4 a.m. and the music was supposed to express that kind of release of tension at the end of a working night, if you like. With this one, it was more about my own feelings of insomnia and people. I'm hoping it's going to resonate with people like me who just can't switch their brains off, who have got 1,000 ideas and 1,000 thoughts just speeding around their heads at all hours. And this is kind of, it's busy enough that it represents that kind of rushing of the mind, but also repetitive in the hope that it evokes a kind of meditative, almost sleep-like state, which hopefully will help whoever's listening to it relax. The music's for people like me, for people who just find it difficult to switch their brain off. It's sort of supposed to be background music. It's not really for listening to, in inverted commas, but it's to create a mood and to create an ambience that just helps you, just gives you a little bit of respite from your own mind. I like all the tracks on the EP. I think my favourite is probably the last track, which is called Dark Hours, which the EP is named after. I felt when I was writing that, and I seem to remember that I played almost everything in one take, but I felt that it was quite brave. It's quite an exposed piece of music. I felt that, whilst everything is very simple and very minimalist, that one was really was a very true and very raw representation of how I was feeling in that moment. And I didn't do very much processing to it. There's no filters, there's no effects particularly. It's as it happened, and essentially it was my soul laid bare in that moment. You can follow me everywhere at The Sound of 4 a.m. The new EP Dark Hours is available from Saturday the 26th of October 2024 from about midday, and it costs less than a cup of coffee.